Hello everyone. Meghan can't believe the silence despite vast overtures. Meghan is worried about her fading popularity and is trying to move into business and charity, but it doesn't seem to be working out. It's pretty obvious. Before we dive into the discussion, do you remember this photo from a few years ago? Look at it. Indeed, the Gloms were seated on the bench. Are you able to recall? And, of course, there were Harry and Meghan, who were reportedly attempting to seduce people by sending a message that was very thinly veiled about the significance of voting and their desire to encourage others to do so. In the backdrop, there is no Harry juggling limes or oranges, so there doesn't seem to be much fun there. Important matters were at hand here. Considering that they were still in possession of royal titles, it was only natural that we were extremely worried about the precise manner in which they were aligning themselves politically. That is something that you would not be permitted to do, and Prince Harry is aware of this fact. Then again, there you are. Obviously, this is the world that Meghan Markle is now living in. On the other hand, Meghan and Harry have had a political setback of their own. Not only is this challenging, but it is also challenging because Meghan is definitely aware that her time in the world of stardom is rapidly evaporating. The fact that Meghan is attempting to launch her own business is something that is common knowledge among all of us by now. Recent attempts have been made by her to reimagine herself as a philanthropic organization. However, nothing has been successful in doing so. However, this specific message from Eric Trump, the son of Donald J. Trump, the 45th President of the United States, was basically stating, "Look, you know, if they've done anything wrong, we'll boot them out." This message was sent when Eric Trump was in the United Kingdom. And I have no doubt in my mind that this is the case, because, as we all know, Donald was a tremendous admirer of our British monarchy, and he cherished the opportunity to see our late king. You could feel the joy that he was experiencing, and it was truly a sight to witness. He was just overjoyed by everything. But the most significant issue is this, as you can see. Regarding this particular subject, Harry and Meghan are experiencing a great deal of anxiety if the message is accurate. It has been conveyed to me by a reliable source within the camp that they are currently contemplating whether or not they ought to take a significant step forward and identify themselves with Kamala Harris. Now, Kamala over here is completely meaningless since, as you probably already know, she is not ranked at all. Not only have we seen her out and about, but we have also seen her with Vice President Joe Biden, who has been literally moved off into the, let's just park him someplace and hope that he won't come out and disgrace the people again. As I've mentioned previously, I have a lot of sympathy for Joe. But here is where things start to become very interesting, because I can tell you that the team behind Harry and Meghan, as they always do, we have to mention that they have apparently made extensive overtures to Kamala's team. To tell you the truth, is there anything that they could do, or is there any kind of solution that they could assist with? But the issue is that, as you probably already know, Harry and Meghan are quite poisonous. And I mean it in the most sort of ways. They are aware that any relationship, they have to be extremely careful for the simple reason that when you think about it, ratings of the programs have been terrible, and they have had a lot of horrible public relations. Therefore, the only other option would be to labor behind the scenes. But Meghan would never want to make herself invisible to the public. It is safe to assume that she would want to be presented in the very beginning. But in fact, Meghan wants to appear in the public eye and does not want the public to forget her. So what is the basis? On what basis does she demand that? Is she a talented actress or a famous philanthropist? Do you think she is good? If so, comment number 1 and comment number 2 if you do not think that is true. As a result, they are currently in this predicament, which is not surprising given that, as I mentioned before, the political environment might be quite challenging for them. Since I am not in your nation, I am unable to comment on the situation, but many people feel that there is a clear chance that Donald Trump will return to power. I am not familiar with the situation because I am not in your country. Then, Not only may things become extremely difficult for Prince Harry, but they could also become very difficult for Meghan Markle. As a result of the fact that we are aware of Meghan's political preferences and the areas in which she would want to make her bets, it would be in their best benefit to do so. In the event that they do not wish to get your wages, what are you going to do? The political minefield that Harry and Meghan find themselves in is now that they have reached this point. It seems they often sail close to the wind indeed, but this is an outrageous pattern of behavior. Perhaps at best, it is sheer ignorance on Meghan's part of her own nation's amazing history and a lack of understanding of the delicate art of politics. She seems diplomatically clumsy to me. Clumsy is a kind word applied to an arrogant, self-obsessed, vicious narcissist. In fact, they were political in 2020, and no one took the titles. Harry has put his nose into our Constitution and called our freedom of speech bonkers. The Crown still hasn't taken his title. He's involved with the Aspen Institute, and I want to know who put him in that group because he is not qualified. I want to see that visa application because he either lied or lied by omission about his drug use. He should never have been allowed in the US after admitting in writing and on TV that he was a drug addict before and after entering the US. He should have been deported already, my opinion and the truth. Besides, what's this photo going around the internet showing Harry and Meghan in front of the Queen's Commonwealth Trust logo, released by the Colombian government promoting the duo's visit there this week? How can they use this photo? Are they playing the Colombian government? Or is the government playing its people with this horrible misrepresentation of Meghan and Harry's status in the royal family? What is the palace's reaction? On the other hand, I think it could well be the Colombian Gov is ignorant about things. It is a pity the Colombian government feels that they have to invite them just to add publicity to this forum they are having. They could not have gone any lower than these two. I still don't understand how people contribute to Archewell when they just seem to donate to other groups who are doing the work and take the credit for themselves. This stunt is going to backfire on the delusional duo and the Colombian Gov, much like it backfired with Nigeria. Rumor also has it that the Colombian president cancelled the fake tour due to the Duchess of Dog Biscuit's demands. My opinion and truth, if they are dumb enough to get involved with our politics, they will get huge backlash with those titles. They better wise up. Stupid idea. Clearly, no one wants to take the Markle route. Toxic waste is putting it mildly. The Sadim touch is real, and people, elites and celebs, know it. No one wants to taint their brand with the likes of them. It's sad when Meghan can't be booted out of the USA. She's an American citizen, and the children are dual citizens. One would think only Harry could be kicked out. Perhaps that's why Harry and Meghan are going to Colombia in November when the presidential election is held. That trip to Colombia may be a smokescreen, so to speak, going not there but elsewhere until the smoke clears. A big from deep in the of Texas, and cheers, y'all. Honestly, let's say the two children really existed, so the children having an American mother and living in California would come under Californian law. However, I believe if they resided in the UK, then by an ancient royal decree, the king and queen have custody of all royal children so that they can be called up, if needed, for royal duties. I really don't think King Charles 111 would enact it though. However, it could account for Meghan not wanting Harry to take the children with him to England unless she is with them as well, just in case there is any trouble looming. Actually, I think King Charles should welcome self-serving Harry's deportation and no longer be allowed in the US. It would get him away from the Duchess of Dog Biscuits, and they could get him deprogrammed in a highly respected mental institution. Also, he can order him to divorce Meghan and demand the alleged children be brought to the UK. As a small financial settlement, the grifter would have to undergo medical tests and a pelvic exam to see if she has a uterus. Apparently, she had a hysterectomy at 28, no uterus, and no birthing babies. Remember, babies don't fall out of their mother's stomach to the ground, and there is photographic evidence. I'm sure MI6 has the photo. Well, they could return to her family in Nigeria. Malta, or perhaps she has undiscovered blood ties to Colombia. President Trump does what he says he will do. They have good reason to be concerned. He was a great supporter of the wonderful late Queen Elizabeth. His late mother was from Scotland, and he always speaks about how much she loved her as well. And Meghan didn't know there were protocols and duties to fulfill as a member of the royal family is going to help out Kamala Harris in her quest to become president. Meghan's credibility is so strong. Geesh, I never thought I'd say Kamala is smarter than someone else. And Harry, who is not American and thinks our amendments are bonkers, can take his opinions and self back to the UK. I cannot stand these two. It is exactly what I mean. I am grateful that you checked out my video. Please show your support by sharing, and subscribing to our channel. I look forward to receiving more love from you. I am particularly interested in hearing your thoughts on the issue pertaining to today. Have a remark below. Please, we will see each other again soon.